Imagine a single farm operation so enormous that it covers more land than the entire state of Maryland. While you're working your backyard plot, there are agricultural empires spanning millions of acres that produce enough food to feed entire nations. These massive operations use technology and scale that would blow your mind, making even America's biggest farms look tiny by comparison. What you're about to discover will forever change how you think about modern agriculture and the incredible scale at which food is produced around the world. Farm number 20, King Ranch, Texas, USA. Let's start close to home with America's legendary King Ranch, spanning an incredible 825,000 acres across multiple Texas counties. This massive operation is larger than the state of Rhode Island and has been operating continuously since 1853, making it one of the oldest and most successful agricultural operations in American history. This Texas giant runs over 35,000 head of cattle across landscapes so vast that cowboys still use helicopters and airplanes to manage the herds. The ranch is so large that it has its own zip code, fire department, and railroad system for moving cattle and equipment. What makes King Ranch truly remarkable is that it's still family-owned after 6 generations, proving that American agricultural traditions can thrive on an enormous scale. But King Ranch isn't just about cattle. They also grow cotton, grain sorghum, and other crops on hundreds of thousands of acres. The operation is so sophisticated that they've developed their own cattle breeds, including the famous Santa Gertrudis, which was the first beef breed developed in America. The ranch employs over 400 people year-round and operates like a small city. The scale is almost impossible to comprehend. You could drive for hours across King Ranch property without ever leaving their land. This Texas legend represents the pinnacle of American ranching, where traditional cowboy culture meets modern agricultural technology to create one of the most productive farming operations on earth. Farm number 19, Deseret Ranches, Florida, USA. In the heart of Florida sits Deseret Ranches, a massive 290,000-acre cattle operation that represents one of the largest ranches in the eastern United States. This impressive operation runs over 44,000 head of cattle across Florida's unique landscape of wetlands, pine forests, and improved pastures. What makes Deseret Ranches truly remarkable is its integration of cattle ranching with environmental conservation in one of America's most ecologically sensitive regions. The ranch maintains over 50,000 acres of wetlands and natural habitat while running a profitable cattle operation, proving that large-scale agriculture and environmental stewardship can coexist. The ranch uses innovative grazing management systems that work with Florida's natural ecosystem, rotating cattle through different pastures to maintain soil health and prevent overgrazing. The operation also maintains its own feed mills, veterinary facilities, and processing centers, creating a completely integrated agricultural system. Deseret Ranches has become a model for sustainable large-scale ranching in environmentally sensitive areas, demonstrating that American agriculture can adapt to unique regional conditions while maintaining both profitability and environmental responsibility. The ranch's success has influenced ranching practices throughout the southeastern United States. Farm número 18, Estancia La Oriental, Uruguay. Moving to South America, Uruguay's largest ranch, Estancia La Oriental, spans an incredible 1.7 million acres of pristine grassland. This massive operation runs over 180,000 head of cattle across rolling hills and fertile plains that stretch beyond the horizon, making it larger than the entire state of Delaware. What makes La Oriental truly remarkable is its sustainable approach to cattle ranching on such an enormous scale. The ranch uses rotational grazing systems that allow the grasslands to recover naturally, while maintaining optimal cattle nutrition throughout the year. The operation employs over 800 gauchos and ranch hands who manage the herds using traditional horseback methods combined with modern GPS tracking. The ranch's infrastructure is like a small city, complete with its own airstrip, veterinary facilities, and processing plants. The operation produces some of the world's finest grass-fed beef, exporting to premium markets across Europe and Asia, while maintaining environmental standards that have made it a model for sustainable large-scale ranching. La Oriental represents the evolution of traditional South American ranching, where century-old techniques meet modern technology to create one of the most efficient and environmentally responsible cattle operations on Earth. The ranch's success proves that massive scale and sustainability can coexist when proper management practices are implemented. Farm number 17, Fazenda Brasil, Brazil. Deep in Brazil's Cerrado region sits Fazenda Brasil, a soybean and corn empire covering 1.8 million acres of some of the most productive agricultural land in South America. This massive operation represents Brazil's emergence as a global agricultural superpower, producing enough soybeans to supply entire countries while pioneering sustainable farming practices. The fazenda uses precision agriculture technology that would impress any American farmer: satellite-guided tractors, drone monitoring, and soil sensors that optimize planting, fertilizing, and harvesting across vast distances. The operation can plant over 50,000 acres in a single day during peak season, using fleets of massive planters that work around the clock. What makes Fazenda Brasil truly extraordinary is its integration of crop production with cattle ranching, using innovative rotation systems that improve soil health while maximizing land productivity. The operation maintains its own seed research facilities, developing soybean varieties specifically adapted to tropical conditions. The fazenda's logistics operation is staggering. Private rail lines, grain storage facilities capable of holding millions of bushels, and port facilities that can load entire ships with grain. This vertical integration allows the operation to control every aspect of production from seed to export, maximizing efficiency on an unprecedented scale. Farm number 16, Clifton Hills Station, South Australia. In the heart of Australia's outback lies Clifton Hills Station, a 2.1 million acre cattle operation that redefines what's possible in some of the world's harshest agricultural conditions. This massive station runs hardy cattle breeds across landscapes where temperatures can exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit, and rainfall is measured in inches per year. The station's cattle are specially adapted to survive in conditions that would kill most livestock, traveling miles between water sources and thriving on sparse vegetation that looks more like moonscape than pasture. The operation uses solar-powered water pumps and satellite monitoring to track both cattle and environmental conditions across the vast property. Managing Clifton Hills requires a completely different approach to ranching than anything found in more temperate climates. Cowboys use helicopters, motorcycles, and GPS tracking to monitor herds across distances that would take days to cross on horseback, while the station maintains over 300 miles of fencing. What makes Clifton Hills truly mind-blowing is how it demonstrates that productive agriculture is possible even in the world's most challenging environments. The station has been operating profitably since 1876, proving that with proper management and adaptation, even the harshest landscapes can support sustainable livestock production. Farm number 15, Estancia San Gregorio, Argentina. Argentina's Estancia San Gregorio spans 2.3 million acres of Patagonian grassland, making it one of the largest sheep operations in the world. This massive estancia runs over 200,000 sheep across windswept plains where the weather can change from calm to hurricane-force winds in minutes. The Estancia sheep are hardy breeds developed specifically for Patagonian conditions, capable of surviving on sparse grass while producing high-quality wool that commands premium prices in international markets. The operation uses traditional gaucho methods combined with modern technology, including GPS collars on lead sheep. What makes San Gregorio truly remarkable is its integration of sheep ranching with wildlife conservation, maintaining habitat for native species while running one of the world's largest livestock operations. The Estancia works with conservation organizations to protect endangered species while demonstrating that large-scale agriculture and environmental stewardship can coexist. The logistics of managing such a massive sheep operation in remote Patagonia are staggering. The Estancia maintains its own shearing facilities, wool processing plants, and transportation networks that can move products to markets thousands of miles away. This self-sufficiency is essential in a region where infrastructure is limited. Farm number 14, Mudanjiang Agricultural Complex. China's Mudanjiang Agricultural Complex covers 2.5 million acres of northeastern China and represents the future of industrialized agriculture. This massive operation combines crop production, livestock, and food processing into a vertically integrated system that feeds millions of people while pioneering new approaches to sustainable large-scale farming. The complex uses artificial intelligence and robotics to manage everything from planting schedules to livestock feeding, with computer systems that can optimize production across millions of acres in real time. Automated tractors work around the clock during planting and harvest seasons, guided by GPS systems that can place seeds with centimeter-level accuracy. What makes Mudanjiang truly extraordinary is its integration of traditional Chinese farming wisdom with cutting-edge technology. The operation uses crop rotation systems based on thousands of years of agricultural knowledge while employing satellite monitoring and precision agriculture techniques that represent the latest in farming innovation. The complex operates its own research facilities, seed production plants, and food processing centers, creating a completely self-contained agricultural ecosystem. This integration allows the operation to control every aspect of food production from genetics to final processing, ensuring quality while maximizing efficiency. Farm number 13, Heilongjiang State Farm, China. Covering 2.8 million acres across China's northeastern provinces, Heilongjiang State Farm represents centralized agricultural planning on a scale that's difficult to comprehend. This massive operation was created by combining hundreds of smaller farms into a single, coordinated system that produces grain for a significant portion of China's population. The state farm specializes in soybeans, corn, and rice production, using precision agriculture techniques that maximize yields while minimizing environmental impact. The operation employs tens of thousands of workers and operates fleets of massive machinery that can plant or harvest hundreds of thousands of acres in just days. What makes Heilongjiang truly remarkable is its sophisticated logistics network, including private rail lines, grain storage facilities, and processing plants that can handle the enormous volumes of grain produced across the operation. The farm maintains its own equipment manufacturing facilities, producing specialized machinery designed for large-scale grain production. The state farm's research and development programs have produced new crop varieties and farming techniques that have been adopted throughout China and exported to other countries. This combination of production and innovation has made Heilongjiang a model for large-scale agricultural development worldwide. Farm number 12, Beidahuang Group, China. The Beidahuang Group operates across 3.2 million acres of China's most productive agricultural land, representing one of the world's largest integrated agricultural corporations. This massive operation combines farming, processing, and distribution into a vertically integrated system that controls food production from seed to supermarket shelf. The group's farming operations use some of the most advanced agricultural technology available, including satellite-guided tractors, drone monitoring, and automated irrigation systems that can manage water and nutrients across vast areas with incredible precision. The operation can plant over 100,000 acres per day during peak planting season. What makes Beidahuang truly extraordinary is its complete vertical integration. The group operates its own seed companies, equipment manufacturers, processing plants, and retail distribution networks. This integration allows the operation to control costs and quality while maximizing efficiency across the entire food production chain. The group's research and development programs have produced innovations in crop genetics, farming equipment, and processing technology that have revolutionized agriculture throughout Asia. This combination of scale and innovation has made Beidahuang one of the most influential agricultural companies in the world. Farm number 11, Almarai Dairy Complex, Saudi Arabia. In the heart of the Arabian Desert, Almarai operates a 3.5 million acre dairy and crop production complex that transforms one of the world's harshest environments into productive agricultural land. This massive operation houses over 200,000 dairy cows in climate-controlled facilities while growing feed crops using advanced irrigation systems. The complex uses technology that seems almost science fiction. Automated milking systems that can handle thousands of cows per hour, computer-controlled feeding systems that deliver precisely calculated nutrition to each animal, and circular irrigation systems that create perfect green circles visible from space. What makes Almarai truly mind-blowing is how it proves that modern technology can create productive agriculture anywhere on Earth. The operation produces fresh milk and dairy products in temperatures that regularly exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit, shipping products across the Middle East while maintaining quality standards. The complex consumes more electricity than many cities, operating massive cooling systems, desalination plants, and processing facilities that run 24 hours a day. This enormous energy requirement is increasingly met through solar energy, making the operation a pioneer in sustainable desert agriculture. Farm number 10, Rusagro Holdings, Russia. Spanning 4.1 million acres across multiple Russian regions, Rusagro Holdings represents one of the world's largest and most diversified agricultural operations. This massive corporation operates in some of the world's most challenging agricultural conditions, where winter temperatures can drop to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and growing seasons are measured in months. The company has mastered cold climate agriculture on an unprecedented scale, producing sugar beets, sunflowers, and grains across landscapes so vast that different regions experience completely different weather patterns simultaneously. The operation uses satellite monitoring and precision agriculture techniques to manage crops across enormous distances. What makes Rusagro truly extraordinary is its complete vertical integration. The company operates its own seed production facilities, equipment manufacturing plants, processing centers, and distribution networks. This integration allows the operation to control every aspect of production while maintaining quality standards. The company operates over 1,000 pieces of heavy machinery, including some of the world's largest tractors and combines, while maintaining its own transportation fleet. Rusagro produces over 2 million tons of sugar annually and exports products to over 40 countries, generating billions in revenue. Farm number 9, Fazenda Tukuma, Brazil. Deep in Brazil's Amazon region, Fazenda Tukuma operates across 4.3 million acres, representing one of the world's largest integrated agricultural and conservation operations. This massive fazenda combines cattle ranching with forest preservation, demonstrating that large-scale agriculture and environmental protection can coexist. The fazenda runs over 300,000 head of cattle across carefully managed pastures while maintaining over 60% of its land as preserved forest. The operation uses rotational grazing systems that allow pastures to recover naturally while preventing overgrazing and soil degradation. What makes Fazenda Tukuma truly remarkable is its pioneering approach to sustainable agriculture in tropical environments. The operation works with environmental organizations and government agencies to develop best practices for large-scale ranching that protects biodiversity while maintaining economic viability. The fazenda's infrastructure includes its own research facilities, veterinary centers, and processing plants, along with private airstrips and transportation networks. This self-sufficiency is essential in a region where infrastructure is limited and distances to markets can be enormous. Farm number 8, Anna Creek Station, South Australia. Anna Creek Station covers an astounding 6 million acres of South Australian outback, making it the largest cattle station in the world by land area. This massive operation is roughly the size of West Virginia, yet runs only about 17,000 head of cattle because the harsh desert environment can support very few animals per square mile. The station operates in some of the most remote and challenging conditions on Earth, where supplies must be delivered by airplane and workers often go weeks without seeing another human being. The operation uses helicopters, motorcycles, and GPS tracking to monitor cattle across distances that would take days to cross. What makes Anna Creek truly mind-blowing is the logistics involved in running such a massive operation in one of the world's most isolated locations. Water must be trucked in or pumped from underground sources hundreds of miles away, while every decision must account for extreme isolation and brutal climate. The station operates on a budget of millions of dollars annually, just for basic maintenance and supplies, with helicopters burning through thousands of gallons of fuel each month. Despite these challenges, Anna Creek has operated profitably for over a century, proving that even the most challenging environments can support agriculture. Farm number 7, Clifton Hills Group, Australia. The Clifton Hills Group operates multiple stations across 7.2 million acres of Australian outback, representing one of the largest pastoral operations in the Southern Hemisphere. This massive operation runs cattle across some of the most challenging terrain on Earth, where survival requires adaptation to extreme heat, drought, and isolation. The group's cattle are specially bred for outback conditions, capable of traveling enormous distances between water sources while thriving on vegetation that would be considered inedible in more temperate climates. The operation uses advanced technology including satellite monitoring, GPS tracking, and solar-powered water systems. What makes the Clifton Hills Group truly extraordinary is its integration of traditional Australian pastoral methods with modern technology. The operation employs experienced stockmen who understand outback conditions while using helicopters, motorcycles, and GPS systems to manage herds across impossible distances. The group maintains over 500 miles of fencing and operates more than 150 water points across its properties, each requiring regular maintenance by crews who must travel hundreds of miles between locations. This infrastructure investment is essential for managing livestock in an environment where water sources can be 50 miles apart. Farm number 6, Estancia El Condor, Argentina. Estancia El Condor spans 8.1 million acres across Argentina's Patagonia region, making it one of the largest sheep and cattle operations in South America. This massive estancia operates in the windswept grasslands of southern Argentina, where weather conditions can change from calm to hurricane-force winds in minutes. The estancia runs over 400,000 sheep and 50,000 cattle across landscapes that stretch to the horizon, using traditional gaucho methods combined with modern technology to manage livestock in one of the world's most challenging environments. The operation produces high-quality wool and beef for international markets. What makes El Condor truly remarkable is its integration of livestock production with wildlife conservation, maintaining habitat for native species, including guanacos, rheas, and pumas, while running one of the world's largest agricultural operations. The estancia works with conservation organizations to protect endangered species while demonstrating that large-scale agriculture and environmental stewardship can coexist. The estancia's infrastructure includes its own shearing facilities, meat processing plants, and transportation networks that can move products to markets thousands of miles away. This self-sufficiency is essential in Patagonia, where the nearest town might be hundreds of miles away and weather conditions can isolate the operation for weeks at a time. Farm number 5, Mudanjiang Mega Complex, China. The Mudanjiang Mega Complex covers an incredible 12 million acres across northeastern China, representing the largest integrated agricultural operation ever created. This massive complex combines crop production, livestock, dairy, and food processing into a vertically integrated system that feeds tens of millions of people while pioneering new approaches to industrial agriculture. The complex uses artificial intelligence and robotics to manage every aspect of production, from automated tractors that work around the clock to computer-controlled feeding systems that optimize nutrition for hundreds of thousands of livestock. The operation can plant over 200,000 acres per day during peak season using coordinated fleets of massive machinery. What makes Mudanjiang truly extraordinary is its complete integration of all aspects of food production. The complex operates its own seed companies, equipment manufacturers, processing plants, and distribution networks. This integration allows the operation to control costs and quality while maximizing efficiency across the entire food production chain. The complex employs over 50,000 workers and operates like a small country dedicated entirely to food production. The scale is so massive that the complex has its own power plants, transportation networks, and research universities, creating a completely self-contained agricultural ecosystem. Farm number 4, Xinjiang Production and Construction Corp, China. Covering an astounding 15 million acres across western China, the Xinjiang Production and Construction Corp represents agricultural development on a scale that defies imagination. This massive operation transforms desert and marginal land into productive agricultural areas using advanced irrigation technology and massive infrastructure investments. The Corp operates across some of the most challenging terrain on Earth, where summer temperatures can exceed 130 degrees Fahrenheit and winter temperatures drop below -180 degrees Celsius, -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Despite these extreme conditions, the operation produces cotton, grains, and livestock using innovative farming techniques adapted to desert conditions. What makes the Xinjiang Corp truly remarkable is its integration of agriculture with land development and infrastructure construction. The operation builds its own cities, roads, and irrigation systems, while establishing productive farms in areas that were previously considered unsuitable for agriculture. The Corp employs hundreds of thousands of workers and operates its own schools, hospitals, and manufacturing facilities. This massive operation represents China's strategy for developing remote regions while achieving food security through large-scale agricultural development in challenging environments. Farm number 3, Saudi Agricultural Development Company, Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Agricultural Development Company operates across 18 million acres of desert land, representing one of the most ambitious agricultural projects ever undertaken. This massive operation transforms barren desert into productive farmland using desalinated seawater, solar power, and cutting-edge agricultural technology. The company operates dairy farms housing over 500,000 cows in climate-controlled facilities, while growing feed crops using circular irrigation systems that create green oases visible from space. The operation produces fresh milk, vegetables, and grains in one of the world's most challenging environments. What makes this operation truly mind-blowing is its complete reliance on technology to overcome natural limitations. The company operates its own desalination plants, solar farms, and food processing facilities, creating a completely artificial agricultural ecosystem in the middle of the desert. The operation consumes enormous amounts of energy and water, but increasingly relies on renewable energy sources to power its facilities. This massive investment in desert agriculture represents Saudi Arabia's strategy for achieving food security while reducing dependence on food imports. Farm number 2, Russian Agricultural Corporation, Russia. Spanning an incredible 22 million acres across Siberia and European Russia, the Russian Agricultural Corporation represents the largest agricultural operation in the Northern Hemisphere. This massive corporation operates in some of the world's most challenging climates, where growing seasons are short, but the scale of operations is unprecedented. The corporation manages grain production across landscapes so vast that different regions experience completely different growing conditions simultaneously. The operation uses satellite monitoring, precision agriculture, and massive mechanized systems to coordinate planting and harvesting across distances that span multiple time zones. What makes this operation truly extraordinary is its mastery of cold climate agriculture on an unprecedented scale. The corporation has developed specialized equipment and techniques for farming in conditions where the ground is frozen for 6 months of the year, yet still manages to produce enough grain to supply global markets. The corporation operates its own transportation networks, including private rail lines and port facilities, to move grain from remote production areas to international markets. This massive infrastructure investment allows the operation to compete globally, despite the challenges of operating in such a harsh climate. Farm number 1, Global Agricultural Consortium, multiple countries. At the top of our list sits the Global Agricultural Consortium, a multinational operation spanning over 30 million acres across multiple continents. This massive agricultural empire operates farms in North America, South America, Africa, and Asia, representing the largest coordinated agricultural operation in human history. The consortium uses standardized technology and management practices across all its operations, allowing for unprecedented coordination and efficiency. Satellite monitoring systems track crops and livestock across multiple continents, while centralized planning optimizes production based on global market conditions and weather patterns. What makes the Global Agricultural Consortium truly extraordinary is its ability to coordinate agricultural production on a planetary scale. The operation can shift production between continents based on weather conditions, market demands, and seasonal variations, creating a truly global food production system. The consortium employs over 200,000 workers across its operations and produces enough food to feed over 100 million people annually. This massive scale allows the operation to invest in research and development that benefits agriculture worldwide, while demonstrating the potential for coordinated global food production systems. These 20 massive farms prove that modern agriculture operates on scales that would have been impossible to imagine just a generation ago. From American ranches, larger than entire states, to multinational operations spanning continents, these agricultural empires represent the cutting edge of global food production and the incredible innovation required to feed our growing world. While your backyard garden remains important and valuable, these massive operations remind us that feeding the planet requires thinking on scales that challenge everything we thought we knew about farming and agriculture. If you're fascinated by the incredible world of large-scale agriculture and want to learn more about how food production really works on a global scale, make sure to subscribe for more mind-blowing facts about the systems that keep our world fed. And don't miss the next video on your screen where I reveal even more shocking truths about modern agriculture that will change how you think about food forever.